Hey, it's me, Barb. And it's weird. I'm a little nervous about this week's video content, and I'm not sure why. I know why. I'm sure because I'm talking about me. But in talking about me, I'm actually hoping I'm talking to you. And it's super personal. It's not private, it's just personal. But since at least 3 women have told me that they took care of themselves better as a result of the story, maybe more of you will. And if you're men, you'll see to it that you take care of yourself differently than maybe you would have, or that you see to it that your wives do. And we'll start the story with not about me, but that Herb and I, my husband and I, know at least 2 women who died of breast cancer because they put it off. And I don't know what that means for each of them, but just keep that as the story going on in my head. In 2023, I had a mammogram. It was weird. It was in my right breast. I then had another mammogram and an ultrasound, and it was fine. But at the place that I did it, they said, when this happens, you should see a breast surgeon. And I'm like, that's ridiculous. There's nothing here. The follow-up mammogram was fine. The ultrasound was fine. The results went to my primary care physician, not my gynecologist. He too was like, I don't know why you would go to see a breast surgeon. And I didn't. No big deal. Right breast. And then in 2024, that's this year, I went to my gynecologist and she's like, where's your mammogram? You haven't had a mammogram since 2022. Now, that's weird because my mother had breast cancer 3 times. She did not die from breast cancer. And I have a great aunt who had breast cancer. So genetically, it's a thing. And also, I'm an Ashkenazi Jew, which increases the likelihood of breast cancer. And I did have a BRCA test, and I am negative for the BRCA gene, but know many women who are negative for the BRCA gene, the BRCA mutation, but got breast cancer. So it's always in my mind. That gynecologist, Dr. Helen Nicholas with Advocate in Mokina, totally giving her a plug, just so you know, did get the 2023 results. We had them sent, and then said, hey, when you get this kind of a situation during your mammogram, you need to see a breast surgeon. That's what we do. And I'm like, yeah, no, that's ridiculous. Why am I saying that even? I don't know. Maybe you might be an underreactor like I am. I'm not sure. And so she explained very patiently why we do this. And I thought, you know, given what I've just told you, it's probably a good idea after all. I ended up asking everyone in my women group around here, remembering I live in the Homewood-Flossmoor area, what breast surgeon they see. And they recommended Nora Jaskowiak out of U of C. And so I make an appointment to see her, and we go through this very long process. There is a lot to it. I quit saying no. Unfortunately, these 2 women didn't take my no, for which I am forever grateful. I know you're thinking, well, obviously they wouldn't say your no, but I could have just opted out, except in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, but these 2 women who died, and they were younger than me when they died, they didn't react maybe as early as they could have. And I thought, if I don't follow through and I die from this, my husband is going to kill me. So at the end of the story, it does end up that I had a very early stage breast cancer. In fact, in the staging, it's stage 0. So that means it's contained and it's been removed, and I'm not sure what the course of treatment is. I do my follow-up visit. But the point is, don't underreact. Do get mammograms. If this ends up being the only breast cancer I ever get, and of course we don't know that, it's no big deal. But for many people who have heard my story, they said, oh, I'm that person who wouldn't have followed through. And since I heard your story, now I will, and I will be healthier. It also seems, and I don't know if this is actually true, but it just seems like lots of women, like lots more women either are talking about it or more women are getting breast cancer at some level. And it's so treatable when it's early that you would want to know that. And so I share this with you, TMI maybe, and maybe it isn't. And maybe, I don't know, maybe you'll get lucky like I did and catch something very early. So don't blow it off. Ask a lot of questions. Make sure you're comfortable with what you're doing and who you're doing it with, but do it. Yeah. In the meantime, see you next week. Ciao for now.